What if events went differently in Disney Pixar's Toy Story? Welcome back, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, to another brand new Toy Story What If episode. And in today's video, we're going to be diving into part 2 of this incredible series that I never thought that I would be doing. I honestly didn't think that I would be making another episode of What If Woody Turned Evil in Toy Story. It just sounds like such a interesting what if, and I did get a bunch of inspiration from two very creative individuals, and I want to share her artwork, and that is Springtrap179. Now, she created some very cool artwork of Evil Woody. There's two different designs, and I can't thank her enough. I can't thank you enough. If you're watching this, then I really have to thank you, because I honestly was given the inspiration to do a part 2 from her and also Patrick Wildskren. So again, if I pronounced your name wrong, I really do apologize. Two very interesting individuals, and I do want to say thank you so much for doing the artwork and for inspiring me for doing this episode. So Springtrap, I want to give you a big community shout out, because that was, you know, what kind of inspired me into making this episode possible. So again, guys, thank you so much. And that being said, grab some popcorn, grab whatever you have to do, because this episode's going to be rated R, and I can't wait to get into it. So that being said, let's dive into the brand new episode. The night was unnaturally still. In a quiet suburban neighborhood, a distant whistle pierced the silence, a rising shriek of something hurling from the heavens. Then, without warning, the sky tore open. A burning rocket trailing black smoke and embers screamed through the night air before crashing into the weeds behind an old house. A shockwave of flame lit up the property for a moment, then vanished. The backyard of this house had long been forgotten, overgrown, broken toys scattered across it like ancient fossils. The house itself hadn't changed much either. Cracked paint, boarded windows, and a front lawn full of memories no one wanted. Inside, a boy, once known for torturing toys, now sat alone. Sid Phillips had grown a little bit older, taller, but his mind hadn't moved on. If anything, it had regressed. The world had called him crazy, paranoid. He believed the toys were alive. He remembered the day one of them spoke to him. It haunted him, and it fascinated him. That night, drawn by the noise, Sid crept into the backyard with a flashlight shaking in his hand. The crash site smoldered like a crater in a war zone. Bites of plastic and metal were stewed everywhere. Sid stepped closer, then froze. At the center was a charred, dull, melted hat, half of its face missing, a smoldering sheriff badge hanging from its chest. But what caught Sid's eye was the arm, or rather the twisted remains of one, half metal, half toy, like a spider's limb made from junk. He crouched, breathing heavily. "Woody," he whispered, his voice trembling. "You came back." He grinned. Location: Andy's house, the attic. Buzz Lightyear hadn't spoken in days. The attic was cold and dusty, with boxes casting long shadows across the floor. He sat still on an old shoebox, helmet scuffed, chest plate dimmed. The others never came up anymore, not since that night everything changed. Woody was dead, launched into the sky, vaporized. And yet, every night, Buzz had the same dream. A voice whispering from the shadows. "There's a snake in my soul. Buzz gripped his arm tighter. Rex was gone. Mr. Potato Head and Slinky, dead. All gone because of Woody, transformed into something hollow and heartless. Bo Peep had tried to confront Buzz, but even she had retreated. Buzz was the only one who saw it coming, the only one who fought, and yet he felt like the failure. Until now. Tonight, Buzz had heard something. A skittering sound outside the attic window, a soft thud on the roof. He swore he saw eyes in the dark, plastic eyes. He stood, fists clenched. Maybe it was nothing, maybe scratch. Buzz turned. The noise came from the vent, the air duct, near the floor. Slowly he crept towards it. Closer, closer. He dropped to one knee and peered inside. Nothing. Then a whisper. Buzz. Buzz leapt back. No, you're supposed to be dead. The whisper echoed into his helmet. Location, Sid's basement. Sid's workshop was once a place of chaos and cruelty. Now it resembled a madman's lab. Tools scattered everywhere. Doll heads mounted like trophies. Action figures cut apart and reassembled into grotesque new forms. And at the center of it all was Woody. The rebuilding had begun. Sid couldn't believe how intact the remains were. The face, though burned, still had those eyes, cold, glassy. The mouth twisted, had somehow moved when Sid wasn't looking. The sheriff badge still gleamed under the flickering basement light. He began attaching limbs. Not regular ones, no. Sid had long since run out of ordinary parts. Instead, he was building Woody a suit of horrors. A skeletal left arm made from bionicle limbs. A leg from a G.I. Joe figure. A driven spinal cord brass from an RC car. Wires hung from Woody's torso, like entrails. But the most twisted piece, a mask of cracked metal fused to half of Woody's face, giving him a fixed, wide grin with missing teeth. Sid called it the rebuild. By candlelight, Sid whispered to Woody, like a priest to a demon, "You're not just a toy, are you?" That night, the basement went silent, until the lights flickered and Woody blinked. The toys no longer slept. Every night, something new had gone missing. A Barbie doll torn in half. One of the Green Army men found melted near the air vent. But no one saw anything. No one heard anything. The toys whispered of ghosts, of him. Peep took charge, gathering what remained. Ham, a trembling Miss Potato Head, a few brave soldiers, and a terrified alien. She knew something was stalking them. Something that didn't care about playtime. Something that hated love. They heard it. A laugh. Woody's laugh. Except it wasn't joyful. It was glitched. Slowed down. Demonic. There's a snake in my boot. The window shattered, and the silhouette of a twisted figure stood in the moonlight. Sid stood proudly over his creation. Woody's eyes lit up, one normal, one metal red. His new body clicked with every motion, and when he spoke, it wasn't his voice. It was deeper, corrupted, like a broken record. "Andy," the voice hissed. "You forgot me. I didn't forget you." Sid grinned ear to ear. "You're gonna show them all, aren't you? You're gonna make them remember." Woody nodded slowly. Then, without warning, he snapped his hand around Sid's neck. "I don't need a sidekick." Crunch. The next morning dawned with a crimson haze. Andy, groggy from a restless sleep, shuffled downstairs to find his mother looking out the window. Her coffee mug trembled in her hands. Weird night, she mumbled. I could have sworn I heard something in the yard. Andy said nothing. He didn't mention the dream he had. Woody standing at the foot of his bed, whispering things he couldn't remember. Things that made him wake up crying. Location, Sid's basement. Now a throne room of broken toys. The basement had changed. Sid's corpse, long cold, sat slumped in the corner. His eyes wide open, neck twisted. Woody didn't move him. He wanted a witness. The floor was littered with offerings, parts of toys Woody had collected since his return. Plastic skulls, teddy bear torsos, a severed Buzz Lightyear arm, dangling from the ceiling with wires. Woody now ruled the domain like a demon in a child's nightmare. He spoke to no one, but at night, he moved. Location, Andy's attic. Buzz's breaking point. Buzz hadn't slept. Not that he needed to, but his circuitry ached. The nightmares didn't stop Rex's body. Buzz hadn't slept. Not that he needed to, but his circuitry ached. The nightmares didn't stop. Rex's body, Slinky's voice, Woody's laugh. He tried to warn the others, but no one wanted to hear him. Then he found the note. It was crumpled, scribbled on the inside of an old lunchbox, tucked beneath the attic's insulation. A Green Army man must have written it before disappearing. The message. He's not dead. I saw the rocket land. I saw the hand move. Buzz clenched his fists. It's him. It's always been him. He raced to the attic's edge and called down to Bo Peep, who was posted as sentry at the bedroom door. She looked up, pale, holding her crook like a spear. It's starting again, she said. Her voice was thin. Buzz nodded. Tonight, they would fight back. The toys gathered what they could. A defected Hot Wheels track rigged as a tripwire, Nerf darts with pins, a grappling hook made from Slinky's remnants. The house became a fortress, not for Andy's protection. He was too blind to see what was happening, but for theirs. But it wasn't enough. That night, it began. A knock on the window, then a second knock on the bedroom closet. The lights flickered, and when they returned, Buzz's helmet was gone. Everyone screamed. Bo Peep turned towards the hallway and saw the trail. Red paint? No. Blood. It led to the bathroom. Inside, the mirror was shattered. The words written across in jarred cracks. Toy Story ends. The next day, Woody wandered the neighborhood. He moved only when no one was looking. Kids on bikes passed by, never seeing the shadow in the hedges. Woody's presence spread like a virus. Dogs barked uncontrollably. Toy stores closed early. Children cried for no reason. And by nightfall, Woody returned to Andy's house. But this time, he didn't come alone. The toys braced for an attack. Buzz stood near the bed, his jetpack refitted, with a firecracker as a last resort. Ham and Mrs. Potato Head hid behind the dresser, holding walkie-talkies. Bo Peep stood at the center with a lighter, ready to ignite a line of gasoline they'd drawn across the carpet, a desperate barrier. Then they heard the thudding. Slow, rhythmic, heavy. The door creaked open. Woody stood in the doorway, taller than before, his legs elongated with pipe piercings, his face lit from within by flickering LEDs. His voice glitched, multi-layered, echoed through the room. Howdy, partner. Behind him, mutant toys. Toys Sid once twisted, now loyal soldiers. A doll head crawling on treads. A Barbie whose smile had been melted into a permanent scream. a slinky with surgical scissors from Jaws. The toys charged. The room became a slaughterhouse. The trap was sprung. Buzz launched his firecracker straight into the swarm, exploding 2 mutants into pieces. Bo Peep's flame caught the gasoline, igniting a firewall across the floor. But it wasn't enough. Woody stepped through the flames. Buzz aimed his laser. "I ended you once, Woody, and I'll do it again." Woody smiled, tilting his head like a corpse twitching. "I let you win." He lunged. Buzz and Bo Peep barely escaped the room. Ham was gone, dragged under the bed by the scissor slinky. They reached the living room, where Buzz collapsed, sparks flying across his chest. One of Woody's claws had punctured his battery port. Buzz turned to Bo Peep, whispering, "End this." She lifted her staff, trembling. Woody entered the living room slowly, dragging something behind him. A toy chest. Andy's toy chest. He opened it, and inside, the decapitated remains of every missing toy. Buzz cried out, crawling towards him. Woody leaned in. "You shelved me. Now I shelf you." With a single strike, Woody embedded his blade arm into Buzz's back and yanked the battery free. Buzz's eyes flickered to infinity. Buzz dropped. Bo Peep screamed. Woody kneels beside Buzz, his shadow cast long by the lightning overhead. He places a hand on Buzz's chest and tears open the panel. Buzz thrashes. "Don't! Please!" Buzz gasps. Woody yanks out one battery. Buzz's lights flicker. His voice slows. Then Woody pulls the second. Silence. Buzz slumps, motionless. Rain washes over his body. Woody stares at the batteries in his hands. His breathing becomes unsteady. Something flickers in his eye. Not power, but guilt. He drops the batteries, walks away. In the attic, when Andy finds Buzz, he notices the chest panel slightly ajar. He opens it, sees it's empty, then finds 2 drained batteries sitting next to Buzz. He frowns. Did I forget to... Andy replaces them with fresh batteries from a drawer. Buzz's chest plate glows faintly. Then he blinks. No words, just a stare. A moment. Buzz is alive, but not okay. And that is going to be it for What If Woody Had Turned Evil in Disney Pixar's Toy Story. Now this is part 2. Would you guys like to see a part 3? Let me know in the comments down below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, I would highly recommend clicking that big red subscribe button, as it goes a long way. And I do want to give a massive shout out to our YouTube community members and also the Patreon supporters. It keeps growing like it's absolutely crazy. We almost have 50 YouTube members, and I can't thank you guys enough. And also we almost have 100 Patreon supporters. So it's just absolutely, it's overwhelming to me in a way, because I never thought that this would have happened, and I can't thank you guys enough. Like, this makes this line of work easier for me as we continue to make these stories and these videos. It's just a really amazing experience. Even the community engagement, like I keep saying this, but the community engagement is so amazing here on the YouTube channel, and I can't thank you guys enough, especially when you guys go into the live stream and request these videos. You guys are pitching ideas. It's so amazing seeing such a fantastic community continuing to grow, and I can't thank you guys enough. So again, to the bottom of my heart, thank you, and I can't wait to possibly dive into a part 3. Is that something that you guys would like to see? But that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care, and have a wonderful day. Peace out.